There's this story of a guy called Thomas. A lot of people call him Doubting Thomas. Let me explain. The followers of Jesus are scared. Really scared. They've just witnessed some really mad stuff going on with their mate Jesus. In fact, the last week before this incident, it was a bit crazy. They'd seen their mate Jesus get taken away by the Romans. It was really ugly. Anyway, as the week unfolded, it became clear that Jesus wasn't going to get out of this scot-free. The guys that were around him couldn't get their heads around what was going on, and it freaked them out. So they ran and they hid. Jesus was eventually crucified on this cross thing, and his mates thought that that was it. So here they are in this house, trying to make sense of all that had gone on over these last few years, running it over in their minds, working out if they're going to get caught by the Romans for being involved with this guy Jesus. When out of nowhere, Jesus turns up. Now that sent them over the edge. Was he a ghost? Had they imagined all that had happened? Or was it just a cruel joke? Jesus began to talk to them in the way that Jesus did, convincing them that he'd risen from the dead, showing the scars on his hands and on his feet. They must have thought this was crazy. But somehow, in the midst of all that had gone on, he convinced them. But there was one of Jesus' mates who wasn't there. Thomas. Where on earth was Thomas? Thomas turns up and he walks through the door and it's bouncing. The guys are climbing the walls with excitement. They couldn't get their heads around what was going on. Trying to talk to Thomas all at once. Have you heard? Jesus has risen from the dead. He's alive. We've seen him in the flesh. Thomas just couldn't get his head around it. He thought they had gone bonkers. So he said, you know what? Thanks for all the info, guys, but I want to see for myself. I want to put my fingers in his wounds, in his hands and his feet and his side. I won't believe unless I can do that. I need to see for myself, he said. A week later, and the followers of Jesus have been working on Thomas all week, trying to persuade him to believe. But Thomas is having none of it. And in the midst of this, Jesus turns up, Nanny McPhee style, where she just appears. Jesus does exactly that. He just appears, but without the comment, I did knock. Anyway, Jesus heads straight for Thomas, misses out all the other disciples, and says, come on then, put your fingers in my wounds. Jesus gets really close to Thomas and says, stop doubting and believe. At that moment, Thomas gets it. And the realization hits home like never before. So Jesus challenges Thomas about the fact that he could see even though and believe. But what about those who will come after you, he says. how will they believe?